let us proceed. So we did indicators. I'm not going to go over this one more time. Indicator is nothing but a litmus test, or one of the examples of indicator is a litmus. And it is used to test if something is an acid or a base, or if it is a weak acid or a base. So yeah, when you mix an acid and a base, what happens? It forms a salt and water, because acids, when they are put in aqueous solution, they release H plus ions, and when bases are put in aqueous solution, they release OH minus ions. So this H plus and this OH minus combines with each other to form water. And whatever is left, Cl is left, Na is left, whatever is left, it combines to form NaCl salt. Okay? And when this process happens, some heat is released. So whenever heat is released, this reaction is called as an exothermic reaction. Okay? Any reaction which releases heat is called as an exothermic reaction. Now, are all salts neutral? Question for you guys. Are all salts neutral?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No,
ma'am. Can you give me can you tell me why or in what cases a salt is not neutral? Yes, Bhavya. Any reaction that absorbs heat is called as an endothermic reaction. That is right.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Ma'am, previously I was not able, no one was able to hear me. I logged out and logged in.
Oh, okay, okay.
Ma'am, so in the case where like if a salt like what is this? Ma'am, H2SO4. What do you call it, ma'am?
Sulfuric acid.
Sulfuric acid plus CaCO3.
Calcium carbonate.
Ma'am, like, no, I'm not talking about this. Like when a salt has either OH minus ion or OH plus ion, then it is not neutral.
No, not true. So the thing is, how should I say this? So when I have a strong acid and a weak base, okay, when a strong acid and a weak base combine with each other to form a salt, then that salt is going to be acidic in nature. If I have a strong base and a weak acid and they combine to form a salt, then that salt is going to be basic in nature. Okay, so it depends on the strength of acid and the base. If I have a strong acid and a weak base, then the combination of that will produce a salt that is acidic. If I have a strong base and a weak acid, and the combination of that will produce a salt which is basic in nature. That does not mean that the salt will have OH minus ions. It just means that the salt is basic in nature.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, if we have a strong acid and a strong base, so it will be neutral salt, right?
Yes, it will not. It will be a neutral salt. That is right.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, then how do we know what is strong and what is weak? How do we do the pH test?
Yeah, you can do the pH test, and yeah, that is. Yes, Priscilla.
How are we going to do the pH test?
Why? What do you mean? Like for a salt, you mean? Like how can
no, ma'am.
pH test?
To know that if the base and the acid are the same strength.
Oh, okay. That's simple. All right. So let us go back and look at the pH scale. All right. So we have a pH scale over here, and this is a strong acid. This is a strong base. All right. So when these two combine, they will produce a salt which is neutral. Now, if I take a weak base, for example, something over here. So this weak plus this strong acid will combine to form a acidic salt. Now this salt will not be a strong acidic salt. It will be weak, but it will be slightly acidic in nature.
Ma'am, like you said, pH scale, like you can know that acid is strong, like by how many number of hydrogen ions it releases.
Not number, concentration.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Then how do we know the concentration?
The pH scale will do it for you, right? I mean, if you have more concentration of H plus ions, it will be red in color. If you have less concentration of H plus ions, it will show green color.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, let Priscilla ask first.
Yeah, Priscilla, go ahead.
Like, ma'am, I still didn't get it. So we have to do like a litmus test.
Yeah.
There is no other test, ma'am.
I mean, you can do other tests like corrosive tests. I mean, you can see how corrosive in nature it is and all of that. I mean, there are other ways also to tell if something is a strong acid or a strong base.
Ma'am,
But
so if we mix, like we don't know if the acid and base, how much their strength is, and we just like some scientists mix it with some precautions, and like it turns out that the salt is acidic or basic, then how do we know? Is there a test for that?
how do we know if a salt is acidic or basic? Is that what you're
Yes,
asking?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I don't think so, because you know, in order for you to test that, there has to be unless maybe if you can taste the salt and if you can tell if it is bitter or sour, but then avoid doing that. Don't do that. But otherwise, you have to know the source from where that salt came. Only if you know the source of how that salt was formed, then you can tell if it is a acidic or a basic salt.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Karthik.
Ma'am, the salt affect acidity in acid.
Sorry?
Ma'am, does salt affect acidity in acid?
Does salt
Affect acidity in acid?
No, salt has nothing to do with the acidity of an acid.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so the acidity is only determined by the number of by the concentration of H plus ions.
Okay, ma'am, because it happened, salt came from neutralization reaction, so I thought that.
Okay, that is fine, no problem. Okay, good. Let us proceed. Yeah, so not all salts are neutral. For example, let's take a look at CaCO3. CaCO3 does not have OH minus ions, right? That is because this is a basic salt. This salt is basic in nature.
Ma'am, then how does it release OH minus?
It doesn't release OH minus.
Then it's a basic salt, so it should be basic, right?
It is basic, but it doesn't release OH minus. For example, okay, here's the thing. What does it say? When you immerse bases in aqueous solution, they release OH minus ions if they dissolve, right? Over here, this is a salt which is basic in nature. It is not a base. This is not a base. It is a salt which is basic in nature. Does that make sense to you? A base always has OH minus ion, but this is a
So
salt.
it's like a salt which has like which is bitter, which is slippery.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So
It's like a salt has a characteristic of a base. That's it.
That's it. Yes. It only, and that too a little bit, not much.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So what happens? Oh, you were asking if we can test if a salt can be a base or a, yeah, you can actually do that by this method. You can mix the salt, you can mix the salt with an acid and see if it produces water. If it produces water, then that means that salt is going to react with a base. So that means it is sorry, it is going to react with an acid. That means the salt is basic in nature. If the salt does not react with the acid, it is either neutral in nature or it is acidic in nature. Yes. So that is one way to test. Yes.
So we can like keep it in a basic. If it doesn't release any, it doesn't react with a acid, then we can keep it in a base, and then we can say and check.
Yes. Yeah. And if it is not reacting in either of those situations, then it is a neutral salt.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So H2SO4 is an acid plus CaCO3 is a basic salt. Like it is basic in nature, or yeah, it is a slightly basic salt. So acid plus the slightly basic salt will end up giving me this calcium will react with CaSO4, and this H2 will take one of the oxygens and form water. All right. So this forms CaSO4, this forms water. Remaining is this carbon and two of the oxygen atoms. So this carbon plus two of these oxygen atoms will end up forming CO2. Okay, so whenever I have an acid reacting with a slightly basic salt, then I end up getting a neutral salt like CaSO4. This is a neutral salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. In this situation, in CaCO3, I end up getting carbon dioxide. All right. Now let's look at some more things about acids. So acids release H plus ions. The acids that release H plus ions are highly reactive. So their H plus ions are so highly reactive that when they are immersed in water, or when H plus ions are there in water, they end up reacting even with water. So they end up forming hydronium ion. So H plus ion is so reactive that it also reacts with water to form H3O plus, which is a hydronium ion. Yes?
You said that like when it has to like have the duplet rule, hydrogen. So it either gives away the electron or either takes, right?
Yeah.
So it should supposed to be stable, right? Because it doesn't have any electrons.
Good question. But the thing is, it is supposed to be stable, yes. But what happens is, imagine that there is one proton, just one proton. So it will try to react. It is not going to just be isolated by itself. It is going to want to attract something because it is positive charge. It is not a neutral atom, right?
Ma'am, so in that case, when hydronium ion, you can just say that it's like hydrogen, like water with an isotopic, like an isotopic thing.
Isotope is just for a separate atom, right? For example, deuterium is an isotope of hydrogen. That has nothing to do. Yeah.
Ma'am, so then it's just one proton, right?
Yes, that's just one proton.
Then the proton goes and just attaches with the nucleus.
Nucleus of?
The like water. Hydrogen.
It does not attach to it is attracted by it. Like, okay, for example, remember I told you water has this oxygen and then hydrogen. Yes? These two are lone pairs.
Yes, ma'am.
So here I have how many electrons? 4 electrons in the lone pairs that are not being shared. They are just there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And hydrogen, over here I have H plus ion. And this is nothing but a proton. It is plus. These are electrons. These are negatively charged. So even though this compound doesn't have a charge, but it has these lone pairs. Right? Even though this does not.
It co-attaches, like it share the lone pairs share with the hydrogen.
No, they don't share. There is no sharing happening in ionic compounds. Okay. All it does is it becomes close. It comes close to this it comes close to this molecule, water molecule, and this positively charged proton. I'm just going to write this as a proton. Okay. Because I won't even call it a nucleus because there is no neutron. So I'm just going to call it a proton. So this proton and this electrons will, electrons are negatively charged, this proton is positively charged. So unlike charges attract each other, so they just come close to each other. That's it. That is what hydronium ion is.
The thing I'm getting confused is like water is a covalent bond and this is an ion, and how can a covalent bond have an ionic reaction?
It is not a reaction. So, okay, yeah, all right. We can call it a reaction. So the thing is, there is no transfer of electrons or there is no sharing of electrons either. It is just nothing but attraction. Like because I have a positive, you know, I have this positive charge is so highly reactive that it kind of forces itself onto water. Like it is so desperate that it needs something to stabilize its positive charge. Does that make sense?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can metal be attracted by strongest magnet?
Yeah, metals are attracted by magnets.
Ma'am, acid. Ma'am, acid.
Are you asking me if acids are attracted by magnets?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
No.
Ma'am, why it is metallic?
Oh, okay. So you're like, okay, if acids are metallic, they should be attracted by magnets. Why are they not attracted? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there are, that is not possible because even though that is magnetic in nature, we require like this electrons to spin in a particular direction in order for something to get magnetized. Okay, so you learn this later on in class, in classes. So that is why this is not possible. However, you do have liquid magnets, and the way that is made is you crush the metal, for example iron. You crush iron into tiny pieces and you mix it with some solution, and then that solution ends up becoming magnetic in nature. Okay, so that's how you make liquid
solution. Like you can mix it with any solution.
Exactly, yes. And that ends up becoming a magnetic solution. But the initial thing that you use has to be an entire metal, not a metallic compound. Okay, or a metallic solution, or a solution with a metal. Priscilla, did you understand? So basically what I'm saying is H plus ion is extremely unstable. It requires that positive charge to be balanced off with something, with anything. Even if it is not a negative charge, it will react with it. All right, guys. So that's